I thought I would showcase the Lenovo Legion Go S. There's two models. There's one with a Z1 Extreme chipset, which is pretty fast. The other one's got a Z2, I think it's called a Go. I will put all the information in the description. I'm not going to get into the technical stuff there. But so this one is the weaker chipset, so it's not the Extreme Edition. And then they come in two variants. One is SteamOS, which is Linux. It's more streamlined for more of a console experience. The other one's Windows, which can be a bit cumbersome. I've had a Windows one before, and they can be a pain. You can dual boot, but then it becomes a huge issue, and really a pain to keep doing two different things at once. So anyway, the biggest obvious one, the example there, unless someone's actually tampered with it, is the fact that the purple color, this purpley color one, is a Steam OS variation. The white model is Windows. Now, of course, you can put Windows on this, or you can keep Steam. The white one, you can also put Steam or Windows. But yeah, I think it's really, really nice, this Legion one. I've had the ROG Ally, the original, like the base model one. I didn't have the X, which again has the Extreme chipset. I had the base model, and in all honesty, after I sold it, I regretted selling it. I really wanted it back. It was comfortable. It was the best handheld I'd had, and I've had all of them, even like Vitas and things. And this one is actually perfect. Like literally, I really wanted the ROG Ally again. I got this one, and the feel of it is absolutely unbelievable. Like the fact that, like in my hands personally, it just fits perfect. The way the grips are there, they're the exact right at depth. The triggers are really, really nice. The controls, even the little analog sticks, perfect placement, but also the perfect size, and the indents. Everything about this is just perfect. Apart from maybe the lighting, it can get a bit glaring, but you can change that. So anything I do on this now, just for while I present it, is going to be done with, let's try and get it in front of the camera there. It's going to be done with a PS5 controller, because as you say, like, if I press a button, I don't know if we're getting it clear, up, down. So I've Bluetooth connected it to. It'd be easy, because then I don't have to keep putting my hands in front of the screen. So with these handhelds, the biggest issue really is one issue is performance. The other one is battery life. It can be a nightmare. You'll be lucky to get 2 hours out of a game, if something's really light, maybe, but then that's the real problem in general with the power that's being drawn on them. You're asking for a real high-end gaming to an extent. Batteries are never going to be suffice. So you could just, as long as you're not far away from a plug socket, for instance, you can keep it charged while you play it. It's not a problem. Yeah, anyway. So we can, with this one, for instance, we can adjust the little lights around here. It's just under customization in SteamOS. We can literally you can do all sorts. You can do breathing, which I think would be a bit of a distraction. Another one would be rainbow effect. And you can make it as bright as you want it. So if you want it really bright, but also you can do your colors, and you can. I've been just tampering the colors, to be totally honest. I quite like purples in general. But again, is it too glary while you're using it? All those things. But there's so much you can do with these things. Yeah, but anyway, I've got a massive collection game. I've got like nearly 2,000 games, but it's like the history of Steam, pretty much. I was there when Steam first came, and I have a lot of games. And what it shows here on the top left, if we go a bit closer there, this says the ones that are compatible. So these ones definitely work, but to be honest, a lot of them do, even if they don't say it. These are ones I've got installed, so I've installed 34 games. So these are what are locally installed, but there's so many other things you can do with these that maybe the average person's not thinking about. So for instance, I've got a gaming laptop, and I can make that do the grunt work if I choose to. So I could install games on there, and I can make that do the heavy lifting because it's more powerful, and then it can remote play, so literally stream it to this. It would obviously not use as much battery because it's not doing as much hardware, and it would look better. So there's things like that, but we can go even further than that. You could do what I've done here. If we go over slightly, so like I've got a membership with GeForce Now because it's a great service. I've got the premium, or is it ultimate mod variation. It's £20 a month, but you get access to a RTX 5080 system remotely through NVIDIA, and that's about a £3,000 system. It's really high end, and literally you just stream the games. So again, it's taken away it's leveraging the power from the server rather than the device itself. So you don't have to forego any sort of limitations with your performance. But of course, we want to be able to play things natively on the device without having to do all that. But it's one way to also access some games that may be a bit cumbersome. So let's say you want to play Fortnite. Fortnite's part of the service. So you can literally play it there without having to worry about, oh, I'm missing out on this game, I'm missing out on that game. And like I said, for me, it's the best way. But obviously, it comes at a cost. It comes at a price. But yeah, so anyway, these are the ones we've got loaded. I literally like... What I like about it as well, though, it makes me play... It encourages me to play games I wouldn't normally play if I'm sitting at my desk or sitting at my TV with a game console. It's like, what are some of the maybe older games or something that's a bit different? What can I actually play on this? And it'll make me sort of like go through my game catalog a little bit more, which is why we've got some like maybe some obscure games installed and some big ones. So I tested Helldivers 2, which is pretty popular at the moment. That surprisingly worked well. It was on very low graphic settings, but I'm on a handheld. I don't really care, and it looked fine. Forza 4 played really, really good. Hades as well, things like that. So we'll go through some of these, but then there's also some niche things that maybe other people have not quite tapped into. For me personally, what really brings this to life for me is my emulators, because it gives me access to like PlayStation 2, GameCube, even up to the Switch. And that just brings this to life. It gives it a different dimension to it. And like I say, then we've also got the GeForce Now. And as you can see there, we've got remote play. I haven't set it up, but effectively, you should be able to stream from your PlayStation console as well. So that's an option. So it really opens it up. Like I said, the worst case is this battery life. So we'll test a couple of games and really just showcase. But I think it looks absolutely stunning. Like, I really like it. I thought I'd prefer a white color, but I actually really like the dark color. And to put it into comparison, just going to move this one for the moment. I'm going to try and get them both centered in the camera. I don't think we're going to be able to do it. I'm going to try my best. So this one I'm going to power with a Xbox controller. Just to show the difference, really. Is that now we've got a Switch 2 as well. So I'm going to try and put them next to each other. It's not going to be the easiest thing to do. I say it's not really that easy. It's going to be really, really hard. You can see that I think that they're similar sizes. Personally, for me, comfort-wise and like ergonomics, I prefer the Legion Go. I think it's great. Like, for instance, the palm of my hands, the size of it all, it's really, really nice. And they indent that's like a Xbox controller on the Legion Go. On the Switch, it's not quite the same. But again, they'll have different benefits, don't they? Like the Switch has sort of native games that are optimized perfectly for the system. And of course, you've got specific games for Nintendo. But I just wanted to show that one, really. So anyway, let's get back to our Legion Go, which is the main one we're interested in. Just turn that one off. All right, leave that one there. See if we can get back in the frame without whacking it into the other one. Yeah, anyway. So we try, we do Batman. Batman, surprisingly to me, it played absolutely perfect. I'm hoping we don't keep getting this distortion with the lens. Let me just move it back. Maybe it'll go better than that. You can get too close, I think, and then we distort the image. But yeah, Batman Arkham City. I'm not familiar with the controls, so bear with it. But don't worry about the gameplay, because I was only testing it. When it launches, before I had to literally use my finger to press a couple of things on the screen. It was only twice. You might not get sound because I have noise cancelling on my microphone, so we'll have to just make do without the sound features. You can, obviously, like most things, we can Bluetooth, so you can Bluetooth a headset to it. As we can see, we can Bluetooth a PlayStation controller to it as well. So this is actually locally. So this is actually installed on the Go, and it's actually raw performance. It's actually what it's doing itself, rather than any streaming, because we're going to show streaming in a little while. What we got? So it's hitting 60 FPS, which is nice, which is what we want. Some games are having to play at 30, and it's just the limitation of the hardware, you know. Like, my viewing angles are not ideal at the moment, to be totally honest, where I'm playing. I'm not sure if we've just completely missed everybody. Where's... So if you compare this to, I've got it on the Switch, but the real reality is the Switch 2 version is still the original Switch version. So textures are absolutely horrendous. The performance is not very good on it. And yet on here, we've got a console-like PC experience that hasn't been sort of filtered down or watered down, really. Anyway, so that's that one. I've got to try and remember the buttons to get out. So we come out there, we just close it, exit. What should we do next? Hades is a great game. Hades is one that was the one I really wanted to install. So we got two versions. We've got DirectX Vulkan, Steam Deck. It's going to be because it's Linux. So we're going to do the Linux version. I am sort of hopeful we get through this without the battery dying. That's a little worry there. But I like how vivid it is. So again, I've got a bit of an issue with my camera angle while I play it. I don't even know where I am. Wait a minute. So we're just going to do anything because I can't really see the screen, the angle I'm looking at, to be totally honest. But I mean, it should be quite evident there how just fast it's moving. It's smooth. It's perfect. I don't know if the image is doing it justice, but for me, this is one of the best looking games on it. It's like really, really incredible how vivid it is, how fast it moves. Because I'm trying to record at the highest resolution, I am limited to recording at 30 FPS, even though the games are running at 60. So I'm just hoping it doesn't do it like an injustice. But anyway, that's Hades, which I think is pretty cool. So now we try Forza Horizon 4. Again, these are all native at the moment. These are all locally installed on the storage. You literally get 1 terabyte on this model, which is, I think, is great internal capacity. So effectively, I've installed about 400 gig maybe or so of emulators. So that's games from the GameCube, Nintendo Switch, PSP, PS2, all sorts. And then the rest is made up of these games. And then, of course, we've got access to streaming services as well. So yeah, I was surprised how well this ran, but then when you think about it, I think it was back in Xbox One era, wasn't it? So really, we should expect it to perform well. So it can hit round about 60. I say nearly because it's not always dead on 60 FPS. It's about 55. Well, I don't know what settings I've got, but it's really no traction at all on the gravel with this car. Let me just try and get on the road. So this has got nothing to do with the performance of the device. It's more the handling of the car. My God. Probably should have picked a different car for this. But it looks nice. Looks really nice. Now, normally I do it in the bonnet view personally. So there's going to be games that push the system hard and it really, really unoptimized. And then there's other games that just like, it just feels natural. And this is one of those. You just literally, I don't feel the experience is dumbed down at all. It's really, really nice. So that's Forza Horizon 4. Incredible, isn't it? For me, it's the best Forza Horizon, but that's a different conversation. Right, let's come out of that. Oh, what's it doing? I have to forgive the autofocus. That's driving me nuts as much as probably driving everybody else nuts. Keep seeing it popping in and out. Some other games we've got. Helldivers 2. I'm sure people will be interested in that one. Recently released on Xbox Series X as well. This is, of course, PC install from Steam. I was surprised, to be honest, because it's quite a recent game, isn't it? It's quite modern. That it would perform as well as it did. Don't know if I can stop this constant frame pop-in thing. It's the autofocus, isn't it? Yeah, let's get autofocus off and let's hope it doesn't. Oh, now it's gone completely. Wait a minute. Let me try. They won't keep popping in and out when we were doing this. I'd say there. That should be better. So it's a bit of a shame we can't share the audio. You know, I'd love to be able to show that. I don't think it's coming out at all. So compared to like playing it natively on a gaming laptop or playing it on a PS5, it's going to look sharper on those. We'll just jump into the first thing. You know, I'm just going to ready up with nothing because I don't really want to mess about. I just want to show what it looks like, really. Oh, wait, we might as well do a bit. Can't help it. Right, anyway. So the battery's currently, it says 59%. So like I'm saying, I'm really, really hopeful we can get through this. Once we're streaming, I don't think it'll use as much, but it still, of course, will drain. This glitchy bit here, it did it on every system I've played with. So even on my gaming laptop, it'll jolt there. So it's got nothing to do with this. It's just that's poor optimization for the game at that stage. So this is playing on very low settings. The whole lot is on very low just to get it running. I think we're hitting about 30 FPS. The rain is the worst part with the low settings because it is really apparent. Wait, I'm just trying to figure the buttons, to be totally honest. I'm trying to remember what one it is to bring up that. We know where the enemies are. So I should have called down a pod, but I mean, let me get that off. Oh, it's figuring the buttons out. At least get me a gun. Hopefully I've done the focus appropriately. Well, that stuff's getting excited. I thought there's someone there. But yeah, this is just running native on the local on the storage. Right, let's just do. Quite a dark setting, isn't it? Try and go in the light a bit. Oh, wow. That didn't work out very well, did it? Oh, got eliminated. Can't see properly. Yeah, anyway. So that's Helldivers. I think it plays well. It's quite easy to come in and out of the games as well, dip in and out. The other one I was doing was Lego. So I've got I got most of the Lego games on this device. I did notice the field of view was really, really zoomed in. Obviously, it's the limitation of the game, but I didn't go in the settings to see if we can just pan out a little bit. I mean, it's doing all right. Like, we recorded for 23 minutes, and it's still at 56% battery. So that overlay at the top, we can remove that at any point. So I could do this, and then, oh no, I can't get the bar up actually because I'm using a control pad. Effectively, you would use this button over here, and that would bring up some overlays. We can do all sorts of things there. So this one here, oh, wait a minute. What one was it? So you could do all sorts. You could try and limit the power draw, which doesn't always work, to be totally honest. It's this one we want. So we move that one up, and it starts to give up different information. So if you don't like it at all, or you just want a tiny little FPS counter, you could do that. But I like to just know how much battery and things. So for me, that's the one I like. So I really like Lego games, and I think they're the perfect game, like literally the perfect game for any handheld. So, like I say, I think the zoom is quite zoomed in, but hey, oh, it still looks cool. It's only going to be field of view. I don't know if there's a setting for it. Doesn't really look like I've got an awful lot of options, to be totally honest. But like I say, you can have some games that just really, really play absolutely beautiful on the system, and there's going to be some that are a bit of a pig, to be totally honest. Like I tried Expedition 33 because I like that, but I knew it was going to be intensive because my laptop even struggles with that one. But the graphics, it was so poor. I just thought I had to delete it. But I can play it through the streaming service. So I'll show that at some point. I don't know what the hell's happening. But anyway, this is Star Wars. We can come out of this one. Just quickly, briefly, because everyone shows it, and I think it's worth just quickly showing, is The Witcher 3, I think. Bear in mind, this one's a great game. Vampire Survivor. It's a very, very low pixel game. It's just the way it is, but it's actually really, really fun. And it's cheap. I'm not sure I've got this exposure too high now. So if the screen seems too bright at all, it's just the exposure of the camera rather than the any sort of limitation of the screen itself. So I do want to wrap this up because I want to get onto the emulators because I really like the emulators. Really, really like. I say bring the whole device to life, and it gives it a whole other feeling. So, like for instance, if I'm playing on this, it's more than likely I'm playing the emulators. Of course, I like finishing off some games that maybe I play on my laptop. So I just think this is a really, really good companion for your if you're in PC gaming, for your PC gaming. In the same way a Switch is like docked, so you dock the Switch, you play on your telly. I just feel like you put this down and you just go back to your desk, finish where you left off with your cloud saves through Steam. So it's the same sort of thing, really. Play on the telly with your Switch, play on your computer with your obviously computer stuff, and then both have portable function. And I think and I think both devices complement as well. Like I really do like the Switch too as well. But comfort wise, yeah, the other ones I like the Legion Go, but you could attach controllers to it, and yeah, you just treat it like any other console, then, can't you? So this should be running at 60, yeah, around about 60 FPS. May have to do some fiddling with the settings. I just put it on medium settings, really. One thing I just turned down, I can't remember what it was, but yeah. I can't remember the buttons, so I can only do so much. I haven't really played it a lot. If we just quickly go in settings, actually, while we're here, make it a little bit more transparent, if I can remember the blinking buttons. Video graphic. So if we go down, we've got some things are off, but then obviously once we go down past here, we start seeing all the settings. So we should be on medium for everything apart from maybe one thing. Oh, I just put it all on medium then. There was one thing here, I'm sure. There, that's the one that's low. Screen space reflections is low. Everything else is on medium. Because it's on a smaller screen, it really doesn't matter. Yep. Anyway, that's that one. So now we can quickly, because I really don't want to run out of battery. That's my main concern right now. Right, so we come out of that. So effectively, we've got this library section here. Wait a minute, get back up again. Library, and then you go over on your collection, you press the bumper buttons, and it takes you all the way over to non-Steam. So this is something, I'm not going to show the process to install Emulation Station, but you can figure it out online. Sourcing the games is going to be the harder part. It is complicated, but fortunately I'm a bit tech savvy and I enjoyed the challenge. So there is ways to do it. So there's a desktop mode for this app where that menu is. You go desktop and it treats it a bit like Windows, and then you can just do some things in the background, really. And then it installs it and then puts it on here. But again, I don't want to go for the whole process. I'd rather just show what's happened. So now this is running the emulators, which is way beyond anything you're going to get anywhere else. They're the actual emulators, but these are the consoles. And pretty cool is you can actually change the background here as well. So like if you don't like this, like this is the design I like. If you don't like it, you can go on theme downloader, for instance, and there's all sorts of themes. How it's all presented. So another one I like, I used to use is linear. And I always think, where's the colours gone? But I realise it's because of that. But you can change the background to like red, green, blue. I like that one. But I'm going with this one because it's a bit more colourful. Iconic. So I like that. So there's GameCube. Effectively, what you do, you can get the images. So I haven't got pictures here because what you do here, you do the scraper, and you literally, but it takes a while, and I can't be bothered. I've done it on certain ones, so I don't think I did it on Switch. No, I have done it on Switch. Okay, that's crazy. But yeah, so you get like little images of the game. Gives it a bit more, makes it a bit more feel a bit more real, I guess. What's the other one I did it to? PlayStation 2. You got the Portal. So I like God of War, and it allows me to play those sort of games. Now I've got a lot more games in this, but I'm just mindful of the storage. So I'm doing what I can to put without going mental. So anyway, let's just start off with one. Shall we? I was trying Astral's Train earlier because that's one I haven't got on my Switch. Let's try Donkey Kong Tropical Forest. So like you can see, I'm still using it. So Tropical Forest. Gosh. Oh, Tropical Freeze. My bad. So we've got a Switch sitting next to us, but I don't actually have that game, so it's a way for me to be able to access it. So I might be surprised how well it runs, because what people need to understand when it comes to emulation is it's not native. So the consoles, for instance, or the devices have to work harder than the native device. So it's a lot easier for Nintendo Switch, for instance, to run the games on lower hardware. But because the processes, they're having to do extra complications and things, it really does push the systems of anything that's not native. That's why sometimes you might think, you hear, oh, it's too powerful. It's because it's just complicated. Oh, wait a minute. I've got the controls all backwards, I think. It's placed. Oh, yeah, yeah. Because it's Nintendo. You can change control method, blah, blah, blah. I mean, apparently you can dock this to the telly as well. I don't think I'm going to go through that hassle myself, because I don't really need to. But the Switch, for instance, it's really nice to have the native games on a big telly. I don't know if we can skip this. It doesn't necessarily replace the device itself, because I tried Breath of the Wild and I was getting about, I think, 30 FPS. But yet on Switch 2, they've done an update where you get it for 60 FPS. So your experience of specific games will be better on the Switch 2. I don't know how you skip this. What we can do in a little while, though, is maybe perhaps a direct comparison with Mario Kart. I can put Mario Kart on a Switch 2, Mario Kart on there. I won't be able to play them both together. That'd be point. That'd be stupid. I can't possibly. But we'll just leave them both on the home screen, and hopefully it'll go into that video thing where it shows the game running. God damn, I wish this would hurry up. Guys, that's my biggest gripe with Nintendo in general is they make you watch all this nonsense all the time. It's just drives you nuts. But it looks beautiful, but you play a game to play a game. I don't play a game to watch a movie. So top quarter here, I don't know if it's showing, but it's at 60. So this one's actually really, really well optimized, which makes sense because it was originally a Wii U game. Anyway, took us long enough to get into this game. I just really wanted to show it running. Now, it's not that easy for me to get out of this, actually. Wait a minute. No, okay, let's have to do it the other way. Oof. Wait a minute. That was one we want to show. Wait a minute. It's complicated with the Switch specifically. Yeah, it's not showing. Look, normally it goes back to a blank screen where I've got that, and then I've just got to click that. So we're gonna have to just come out the whole bleeding thing. So frustrating. But we've done Switch. I'm not going to keep doing Switch because when you come out of a game, it is a pain. The way it shuts down, you just got to have your patience with you. But yeah, we'll do what we do. We'll do a GameCube one quickly. So just load straight. It doesn't take long to load this side. So it's frustrating that it locks up like that. I'm not sure if that's just overly bright. Hopefully, it's not coming across that way. I wanted to get the color of the thing in. Let me just. I think it's a bit bright. Let me turn the exposure down one level. There you go. Yeah, that's better. So we could do. I mean, obviously you've got racing there. I was messing about with the football one because this one's actually on the feature on what do you call it? Nintendo Online. So if you've got a Nintendo Online subscription, it's part of their GameCube selection. They've only got a handful of games, and this is one of the ones that's actually on there. But of course, you don't need the subscription because you can play it here. I don't know if I got touch in my hand. Oh, for love! I don't think it's going to work. For some reason, some of these emulators they do mess up. Oh, I know what it's doing. Oh, it's not going to recognise this, but it'll recognise this. Oh. What it is on the emulators themselves, sometimes you have to go into the settings and you have to configure a controller, so the controls. And I've obviously configured the controls to this as the controls. It doesn't it doesn't know this device at all. This is going to be a whole playing thing. Let's just speed it up. Oh, well, anyway. But, you know what I mean? I think it's fun. I can't run like this because I can't do the controls awkward. Yeah, we take that. Hopefully it'll shut properly this time. A minute. Yeah, so that one shuts. It's the other one that's a pain. Of course, that's just one version, but there's all sorts of games. We've got Legend of Zelda Wind Waker, the original Smash Brothers, Mario Kart Double Dash. Yeah, anyway. So we've got them. We've got a lot of Super Nintendo games. Unfortunately, no covers at the moment. We've got the Switch. Now, I would love to show God of War, but they have terrible intros as well. Which you can't blink and get away from. And then we got the PS2 version. So I might just show the PS2. Should we do God of War 1 or 2? I'm just trying to think they've got blinking intros. We've also got things like Outrun. And they're fun. Even the Ratchet and Clanks, Silent Hill 2, you know. Again, I was cherry picking which ones to get here. Ultimate Spider-Man. But things like God of War, I think they're incredible. So that's 4 games because there's 2 on the PS2 and 2 on the PSP. So that's 4 God of War games on this device. So then you can also get the one on Steam as well, which I've got, but I've also got a PS5, so there's no point me playing that version here when I can play it on the TV, you know. Load. I don't think I've got a load. We'll do a new game. The amount of games that force cutscenes drives me absolutely nuts. It's actually quite mental, isn't it? How much they expect you to sit through. It's unreal. It's quite a repetitive game, isn't it? God of War, but it is so fun. Can get frustrating. But again, I think it brings handhelds to life, this. So I want to just show one thing. Let's just close that button. Let's just quickly do... Let's do Mario, just so I can do the Mario Kart here, and I'll do the Mario Kart there. See if we can do it. Don't know why that's not kicking in now. Right. Right, let's do Mario Kart on there, and we'll do Mario Kart on here. Hopefully it'll do it justice, because I just want to show really the how really good the Legion Go is, really. The fact that it can play the same sort of games, you know. But we'll wait until that's there, then we can press them together. But yeah, you know, the Switch 2 is still incredible as well. And of course, there's going to be games on Switch 2 as it goes through its life cycle that are just not available on this, because this is the original Switch games. So yeah, I mean, look great. Okay, it's going to be down to camera angles at the moment. If I get that there, maybe do it like that. So that's really what I want to do, is hopefully they go into this sort of mode instead of me playing it, because they'll play identical. The other one should kick in. And my one, both of these actually have the extra tracks from the DLC, because I've got the Nintendo Online on the Switch. So I've still got that till about October. And then I've also got the DLC on the emulator as well. So if you ever get emulation on the Switch game specifically, you want to try and make sure you get the patch updates and the DLCs where possible, because otherwise you're going to miss out on content and optimizations and things. But yeah, look, both look incredible. So anyway, let's go back from... Let's get rid of that one. Let's move the Switch back. Let's get back to this one. So now we've got to try and get out of this game. It's going to be annoying. Actually, we're going to come out of it anyway. Oh. Right. Because now we've seen that. We've seen a lot of this emulators. Of course, there's more I could show. And there's so many games you could add to this. You know, like if I look at the ones I've got installed locally, I haven't even tested them all yet. But that's what it's going to come down to. You might have a game you want. It doesn't play very well. You just make peace of it, you know. And it's just, you know, take it off, put something else that works, and you'll have a collection of games you can enjoy. Inevitably, there'll be some that are just bad. Like I said, Expedition 33, but then I had low hopes of that, because I know how demanding it is, especially CPU. But again, we go over to the non-Steam ones. Hopefully, it'll just log me in. I really don't know if it's going to. So I've installed this. You have to go to the desktop version of the Steam OS. You have to install it from a web browser, log in, and then you get access. And this is really good. So this is all about the games you own, you can stream if it's available on the service. So you have to own these games. These are not available just to you as is. It's like this where it says My Library. So it connects to different storefronts on PC. So Ubisoft, EA Play, Epic Games, and Steam. So what it really is incredible is if we go on, like, for instance, let's do Star Wars Outlaws. I'm not particularly confident this natively it would run very well. I know Switch has their own version, but that'd be optimized for the Switch too. But this is just like, I was like blown away with it, because obviously I know how good the server is, because I use it on my widescreen monitor and everything, and it's the exact same service being streamed to a smaller device. So you don't even notice it's been streamed. That's the crazy thing. And of course, the wattage should go lower. because you're using less resources on your system, which then would mean your battery should last longer. Right, so it's kicking in now, hopefully. Sometimes the launch can be slow, sometimes it's faster than others, but a lot of time there's like sub launchers. So you might pick a game and it will start launching another part of an app, and then you just got to click the actual game again. It's a bit of a process, but it's once it's working, it's incredible. So now this is not running on the device now. Like I said, this is just being streamed, but you know you're interacting with it, of course. So like this one, and then the so you're the one playing it. It's just not on your hardware. If we just go in settings now, look at the settings of this. This is what we were running. If we go on video, it's going to get updated soon. Oh, is it this one or is it on graphics? It keeps losing it. Oh, sometimes it tells you, sometimes it doesn't. So effectively, at the moment, it's running an RTX 4080, and they will upgrade it to a 5080 soon. Some games at the moment are 5080, some are stuck on the 4080, but it's still incredible on a 4080. We've literally got everything on high. I mean, ultra, pretty much. Is it, yeah, ultra, look, quality ultra, which you're never going to get locally. And now look at this. But of course, to do this, you're going to need internet connection. I'm not sure if obviously I can't see the recording. I can only see what I'm seeing through the recording. I don't know if the colors are getting replicated properly. It looks very, very dark compared to what I'm seeing. Hopefully it's doing it justice. I'm not hoping it is. I'm not sure if it's washed it out, if it's made it too vibrant. But as you can see, we're playing on ultra graphic settings and we're getting the 60 FPS. And when I say 60, it could probably go higher. I think I've locked it at 60 because obviously we don't need to go higher than that. But if we go here, I'm not sure. I think I have probably locked it at 60. Cinematic frame rate limit. Oh, it's off. I'm not sure. Maybe because I've done the. I think I've locked the device at 60. Let me just see. Keep doing that. Yeah, 60 there. Look. Disable frame limit. Let's see if it goes up. I'm not sure. Oh, now we're at 80. 82, 77, 82. I forget the screen's got a variable refresh rate on the actual handheld. So it doesn't tend to show up the status so much. But I'm recording at 30, so it's with the issue, isn't it? So it's got a bit heavier populated. It's dropped down to 57. But again, it's got nothing to do with the hardware at this point. This is their server side. We're just getting whatever they give us on their end, what the performance is. So it doesn't matter what system. But literally breathes life into your game console. And it should, in theory, allow the console itself, the handheld, to have longer battery life. But mine's still drawing 22 watts, which, I don't know why it's drawing so much when it's just streaming, but hey, yeah, anyway, that's that one. And this is the case with all the games. We come out there, as soon as I go exit the desktop, it just takes us back to the GeForce Now game catalog. Literally, you just bounce in and out of games. And I personally think it's great. So you've got different sectors. You got a free one where you play for an hour and then it kicks you out. And it's low resolution. I think 1080p. You might have a queue to get in. Premium is £10 a month, and I can't remember. It's 1440p limit, I think. And it's just different lower. It's decent graphics cards, but not nothing crazy. I think it's like maybe a 30 series. And the Ultimate, which is another £10, so it's £20 a month, is the premium one. It's like really high end. So like they're rolling out the 5080s now, and I just think for that extra money, you might as well have that hardware running behind it, you know. So yeah, we've got Expedition 33 there. You've even got like Fortnite. So effectively, you got like Fortnite, for instance, is not a Steam game. It needs anti-cheat. So there's no, I don't know if there's workarounds, but this is literally the best workaround because you get the best performance anyway because it's run on a really high-end system, and it sort of like circumvents the system there. So let's try. We could just quickly jump into Assassin's Creed Shadows. I do like that. Let's see if we can get that one running. It might be a bit convoluted again, like the other one, because it's the same platform, both from Ubisoft. But to get some of these things working, you will need to plug. You've got USB sockets at the top here, but if you get a USB adapter, like a multi-socket adapter, you plug it in there. If you haven't got USB-C, then you have to just get a USB-C adapter like I've got, and you turn USB normal into the smaller version, and then you just plug in like a mouse, a keyboard, and then you can just use the functionality in desktop mode of this device, and then you can do all sorts of things. They get 90 FPS now, 88, 89. Again, you could lock it to the 60, like I said, with the screen. It would give you, I think the lower the frame rate, the hertz and whatnot of the screen, the less power draw on the battery and whatnot. But so you can obviously unlock it or just lock it to 60. But what we get in there, 88 roughly, 85, 88 FPS. So it's nice. See what I mean? So it's a subscription service, of course, but it just brings life to the console. You know, you never have to forego any limitations with graphic fidelity, performance, or any of that. You literally let the grunt work happen at server side. You just subscribe for whatever subscription you want. I do the £20. Buy the games yourself as you would anyway. Most of which, if someone's got a collection, you probably got a handy amount of games that are compatible. It's not every game, so it's worth going through their list to figure out. But once you've got a big enough library, you just accept that some games don't work, but then some are available. You know, and the Assassin's Creeds for the most part are. So Ubisoft have been really good with it, to be honest. Most Ubisoft games are available. So if you're into these, PlayStation games are not, sadly, which is a real pain in the backside. So the only alternative you have with playing PlayStation games is really playing them natively on the local storage, test the performance out. I think The Last of Us is quite demanding. I wouldn't have thought they'd run very well. Or maybe just try and remote play from your PS5, or even perhaps even get PlayStation Plus and try and get that all set up. I'm not really sure. I haven't looked into that enough this time round. And then stream it from that service. But yeah, hopefully this has shown what I really wanted to just do was show the variety that you can get on the console. So you're getting, the games that you on your collection from big games like The Witcher 3, and then you've got other games like Hades that are just fast, frantic dungeon crawlers. And then we've got things like Emulation, which opens up a whole previous generations of console games, which is a huge library of games. a lot. And then we've also got access to AAA titles at the highest frame rates and highest graphic fidelity by streaming it from the services like GeForce Now, you know. And this is all running through SteamOS as well, so you've got that console-like experience. And then we come out. I'm getting lost with the controls, to be honest. And then we just close it down, and then we've got access. So pretty mad. What we do here, just before I come out, actually, we'll probably just launch that one more time. I won't play a game on it, just to give an idea, really, because like my collection of games is like crazy amount because of, like on Steam alone, and yet I've got all the other ones. But if you go here, like for instance, we go down. It says my favourites. These ones I've hearted to make sure it helps consolidate. But if we go all the way, there should be an all button. I just want to get to that all button. Oh, I'm going to have to just press it myself. So see all, it's saying 572 games out of 4,000. I think it's saying there's a potentially 4,000 games available on the service, and I own 500 and something that are compatible with GeForce Now. So they're the ones that they allow, or the publishers have allowed to be on the service. So, you know, this means there's a huge amount of games on my side, though, that also are not available. But thankfully, some of the bigger titles, some of the really demanding games are. Like I said, it's a shame the PlayStation ones that are on PC aren't available, because that would have really helped. But I've still got like big hitters, you know. This is just crazy, and they expand it often, so it opens up more and more games. So by paying £20 a month, for instance, it not only on the handheld here, but on my gaming laptop, which is running a 3070, but it's limited by CPU, so some games don't push. Or if I want to record one, it can really cause havoc. By streaming it, I can record comfortably. And as you can see here, it's running really nice on the handheld as well. So it opens up the whole device, you know. What have we got? So that's that, and then we come back out and we go over to your collections you've got in your games, just the ones that are installed, of course. Then you just go back to playing native. Yeah. And then it says these ones are the ones that are definitely compatible. That's why they got a green tick. But you'll find some other games are available anyway. You can just test. But yeah, it's a whole mixture here, from rubbish games to quality games and everything in between. But yeah, so the Switch 2 as well is a great device as well. But I think they both do separate things. I think they complement well. But yeah, anyway, I think this is a really, really nice handheld device. Like, I can't say more about it really, because I think comfortability wise, this is just incredible. Let me just move the controller now. We don't need that attached. But it's just the way it fits in your hand, you know. And you've also got these buttons. I don't know if it's clear. There's a button at the bottom back here. You've got buttons here either side. Hopefully we get a bit more of a shot with this, with the what it actually looks like. It's really, really nice. And of course you can change the color of the light in there. You do have your ports at the top. So you've got 2 USB-Cs at the top, power, your fans. You've also got your volume up and down and whatnot. And then we've got storage at the bottom. I don't know if that's really going to be shown there. But it's a really nice color, I think. But like I say, with the way it's firm there, like, it feels really nice. Like, it's perfect for me. Like, it's like, oh, this is nice. I don't need any more substance there. If I could have my choice, I'd probably have the thumbstick slightly higher, like the Steam Deck has. But, you know, from there it's fine, because once you're here, your finger's already there. You're not really extending much, you know. This is nice. And this one actually has this adaptation thing. You've got this little button here. Oh, say the camera's annoying me. You've got this little thing here. It just shortens the travel for the triggers, but the triggers are not very long anyway. Oh, just getting annoyed. Yeah. Anyway, really, really nice. Hopefully, I've shown how versatile they can be. You know, it's really what you make of it. I haven't even really pushed it really with the PlayStation service. If you want to stream from your console or do the PlayStation Plus, where you get the subscription and you do that, and then you've even got Game Pass that you could add. And I don't know if you can install natively. I don't think you can, but you can stream through a web browser. So that's an option as well. So there's all services. It's just if you pay £15 a month for that, the picture quality, the quality itself is going to be far superior through GeForce Now, but you have to buy the games yourself. and that's £20 a month, or you pay £15 a month for Game Pass, and you can stream games that they give you, which are high-end games. So you're forgoing visual fidelity for convenience and access to a library of games. Whereas personally, I prefer to enhance my existing catalogue. Anyway, that's the Lenovo Legion Go S, 1 terabyte. I'm not sure what the model of the thing. Again, I'll put it all in the description. It's the lower end one. It does have, the battery does drain fast. Like, we're on 30% now. But to be honest, where I am, it's just, I can have it plugged in anyway. And I think it does complement your main setup, because you can sit on a sofa, you can sit on a bed, but sometimes it's often play games you wouldn't normally play as well, But anyway, the comfortability is the best handheld I've ever held. Like, it's the perfect size, perfect weight. I think it's really nice.